Hi, I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome to the She Built It Experience with Melanie. You're here because you want to experience the life and business that you crave. Join me as I talk to women who have successfully built it, a career and business that they love. We dive into the topic of how they built it and talk about everything from having the courage to make career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So let's dive in. Chriztina Marie has been an artist her entire life. She does not recall a time when she wasn't drawing, painting, sewing, singing, or playing an instrument. Today, instead of making her drawings come to life on paper, she helps them come to life on people. She is the owner, founder, and CEO of WERKSHOP, a clothing brand that is all about living your best life, embracing your individuality, and giving it all you've got. She's also an Etch-a-Sketch artist you can often find on TikTok Live. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chriztina. Please tell us more about who you are.
I am an artist and female founder. I started a company called Eagle Rock Workshop, a brand of active lifestyle apparel, mostly leggings that features my original artwork.
We like to learn and know how you built it. Tell us how you grew your business into what it is today, and what is the most meaningful piece of advice that you can share for someone growing a career in business?
I founded WERKSHOP via Kickstarter. I was preparing my Kickstarter campaign in 2013, launched it in December of 2013, and then it was funded in January. So when I was developing my first collection for Kickstarter, I'm entirely self-funded. I would say bootstrapped is a dramatic understatement. I started the company on an 18-month no-interest credit card. So all of my sample fabric, everything was on this one credit card. And because of the Kickstarter campaign, I was able to pay off the card well before the 18 months and had a pretty good foundation to get going. The campaign was wild. I was working as a design director full-time for a men's denim company. At the same time, I was developing WERKSHOP and launched the Kickstarter. I remember that December, I was like at work all day and then checking my phone to see the pledges and see what the status was on Kickstarter every chance I could get. And the Kickstarter did so well, I was able to leave my job and take a leap of faith and give WERKSHOP 100% of my attention, effective February 2014. So 8 years, exactly.
Yes. That's so fun that you didn't let any fear of not being funded initially hold you back. Because I can see how it could in some cases. And hundreds of people gave to your campaign to support your business.
760.
That's amazing. And explain to us about your apparel. It's your original artwork. Tell us a little bit about your brand.
Yeah, so what we do is digital dye sublimation. Right now, 99% of our product is actually manufactured in-house in my little studio in Monrovia, California. So I usually start with pencil and paper. And so I'll just sketch my ideas on paper. I'll transfer it into Photoshop, finish all of the work in Photoshop. And all of my leggings have what's called an engineered print. So the actual garment pattern is in my computer, and I mask the artwork into every single size of leggings so that size extra small and size XXX have the same scale artwork. The placement's the same, everything's the same, no matter what size. We print all my artwork out on paper, and then it's a heat transfer process. So we print it on paper, transfer it onto the fabric, and sew it all in-house. And we package it in-house, we ship it ourselves, everything is done in Monrovia. And just recently, as of November of 2021, I started developing a small program with a new manufacturing partner in Colombia. They have an entirely solar-powered facility. It's, again, still all my artwork, but everything is printed in Colombia using yarns from America. It's a really cool evolution for WERKSHOP.
Yeah, I love that. And solar powered too.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. And we're actually trying so hard to get the recycled fabrics going as well. The collection was supposed to launch in March 2021. and I had my heart set on recycled fabric, but it was a new development and we kept having quality control concerns. And so at the end of the day, I was like, let's launch with what we can and we will introduce the recycled when it's available. That is the goal, to be solar powered and recycled. Hopefully it'll happen this year. We're working towards that.
I love that. And you mentioned overcoming obstacles. What's a piece of advice that you can give that you've learned along the way?
The biggest piece of advice I can give is don't give up. No matter how many times I got knocked down, you just have to get back up. I know that's easier said than done, but you have to keep going, and you're going to have nonstop obstacles, nonstop challenges, and you just have to see your way through it.
I love how you say, instead of your art coming to life on paper, your art now comes to life on people. How do you want people to feel when they wear your clothing and your art?
So I read this article a couple of years ago about how the clothing that we wear affects our mood and performance and can make you more courageous. The article I read was actually talking about clothing associated with intelligence, and how if someone wears a doctor's coat or like a judge's robe, it actually makes them feel and act smarter than they would otherwise. When you're wearing clothing that truly expresses your personality, it makes you shine. Most of my designs, they speak to people. The clothing I'm wearing right now is my new red panda design. When I wear this print, it makes me happy. It makes me feel lighter and more playful. It's not for everybody, but for the people who resonate with the artwork, it's special to them. I want people to feel special and feel more confident in who they are.
Coming out of COVID, I had one of those moments too, where for a week I went out, I bought a really bright cell phone cover, and then I went out and was buying these really bright sweaters and things. And I thought, maybe I need color in my life. So I see how the apparel can bring out that confidence in someone.
Absolutely.
The apparel industry is not an easy one to go into. What is your approach to leadership and building your teams so that you have continuous growth?
Well, the apparel industry is not easy. For me, as a team leader, I like to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. I have worked many apparel industry jobs.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that too.
Oh, I've seen the spectrum. Probably 16 years ago, I got a job as the design director for a denim company that's nowhere on my resume or history. I think I was there for about 6 months only. I was the entire denim department because they were a startup, and it was exciting. There were 2 owners of the brand, 2 guys. One of them was really polite and nice. And one day, the nice owner put metal trims on my desk when I was out to lunch, buttons, rivets, zipper pulls. And I came back from lunch and I saw the box on my desk, and I went over to ask them what it was for, because I'd already approved it from someone else like a week earlier, right? Long story short, the mean boss got upset, picked up the bag of metal hardware and threw it at me. He missed. I didn't get hurt, but I just stood there. It was the one and only time that I quit on the spot. I just said, I'm done. I'm leaving. But that was probably the definition of how bad it can be in the apparel industry. It's passionate. They don't respect the employees sometimes. I always like to treat my team like I would want to be treated. I know it sounds simple, it's the golden rule, but I feel like that really does keep the office morale positive and keep everybody excited to come to work. Those last few weeks at that denim company, I was dreading going to work, and that's not a good feeling.
What roles have you held?
I was a fashion illustrator, associate designer, and design director. And for a while, I was the lead technical designer for Roxy Quicksilver and Teeny Wahini, like Roxy Youth.
What do you like most about what you do now? And can you share with us a fun client success story?
My favorite thing about what I do is seeing my art come to life. I call it workshop in the wild when I see people wearing my designs, either out in public or on, Instagram. There's nothing more rewarding than that. That makes me so happy. My favorite customer success story, it must have been a few years ago. At the time, I was only making triathlon leggings, which are performance compression garments. That's what I started with. For years, I was only making triathlon leggings, and then I introduced casual athleisure leggings, and then I introduced this new Featherlight from Columbia. So it's been a slow growth. A few years ago, when I was just making the triathlon, I got this email from a woman, and she was so sweet. The email, I should have printed it out and framed it. I loved it so much. But she said that she was going through menopause and the life changes were a lot for her to handle, I can imagine. And she said that my triathlon capri leggings were the number one thing to make her feel good about herself, because she said that she was gaining a little bit of weight and that the triathlon compression fabric like held her in and made her feel like she'd lost 5 pounds when she put them on. In the email, she said that she wished that she could make a gift bag and ship to every single woman across America going through menopause that had a pair of WERKSHOP triathlon leggings, a bottle of red wine, and a box of chocolates. And it was just the way she wrote it was so awesome. It was so sweet.
I love that. It's so heartfelt and real.
Yeah. I never would have really imagined that it could have that effect on someone. That I have never met her in real life. Having this little connection with a complete stranger through the internet and with my product, it's really awesome. So that's one of my favorite stories.
And you helped her life too. She felt compelled enough to email you this beautiful email. So it's really great. You are also an Etch-a-Sketch artist and are often on TikTok Live. I have seen your Etch-a-Sketch art. It's amazing. Can you tell us about that?
I love my Etch-a-Sketch. For me, it's like meditation. There's something about putting your little hands on the dials and zoning out in the art. And you can't be distracted, because if you look away or you let go of the dials, you'll forget where your line is on the screen, right? For me, when I Etch-a-Sketch, maybe 10 minutes and maybe an hour at a time, it's my chance to completely zone out from everyday life and stress.
Running a business, I'm sure there's never a dull moment. And when your mind goes all day long, you have to have that one thing that really makes you relax. It is not easy to do the Etch-a-Sketch art. So I see how when you say you have to stay focused, it's very detailed.
I think I have undiagnosed ADHD.
I think a lot of entrepreneurs do, where we wear many hats and juggle many plates.
I think that it's quite common because I'm always doing 700 things at once. So to just focus on one little thing in front of me, it's a good break. I'm going to Etch-a-Sketch tonight. I need that.
Yes. And if you haven't seen, tell us where we can watch you, because it's amazing.
On TikTok, and my handle is Chriztina Marie with a Z.
You've had a lot of views too.
Yeah. For a while there, last summer, TikTok was showing me a lot of love. I was getting quite a few viral posts. It was a lot of fun. So maybe I can get that magic back this year.
That's great. Speaking of magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. What is one way you make sure that you find and live your joy?
I do think that joy is in the little things. Cuddling my boyfriend on the couch, watching a movie, that makes me so happy. Or if he's not over, cuddling my dog against her will. Yeah, I like to take the little things each day. Without them, I just work 100% of the time.
So true. It really is those little moments where when you look back, I think we remember those little things the most, and they're the most meaningful.
Absolutely.
You have built an incredible business, and thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. It's coming to life within your art and within your Etch-a-Sketch. Please tell our listeners how and where they can find you.
My website for WERKSHOP, WERKSHOP. So all things WERKSHOP are on WERKSHOP.com. Instagram handle is WERKSHOP. And Facebook, it's Eagle Rock WERKSHOP. And then TikTok, which I do have a WERKSHOP TikTok account, but I do spend more time on the Chriztina Marie for the Etch-a-Sketching.
And Kevin Frick introduced us. If you're listening, Kevin, thank you so much. If you are new to She Built It, we'd love for you to join us. We offer community memberships, masterminds, innovative virtual events, and meaningful connections to entrepreneurs and corporate leaders. Please also check out our She Built It shop, curated products from women-owned businesses who put their heart and soul into their beautiful and innovative products. We offer She Built It business consulting and the She Built It blog. Thank you to everyone around the world who joined today. Thank you to my editor, Rich Straffolino. Please download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, together, let's let nothing stop us from experiencing the life that we crave.